What is cheaply made but sold at a ridiculous price? Grey Goose vodka. I'll never forget learning that the movie theater I worked at paid $5 for a 24-pack of Dasani bottles. We charged $4.50 for one. Barrettes, hair clips and other bits of plastic that hold your hair in place. I get these at dollar stores because the high-end pharmacies charge way too much. A lot flipped houses. Be careful when looking at recently remodeled houses. Most of these are cheap flips with nothing more than some new paint, flooring and appliances. It becomes very apparent when you actually view the house in person and the doors don't close right, the windows are old, and everything just feels cheap. New build houses in the UK. Built by the lowest bidder, to the lowest standards possible, crammed in so densely that two detached houses can be less than 18 inches apart. The biggest scam is that the developers try to sell the house, but retain ownership of the land that it's built on, then charge rent for the land. For this they want a minimum of $350,000. Perfume or cologne, imagine how much it would be in the liters. Ibuprofen at a hospital. Yeah, we just went and got this bottle from the dollar store for $4. That patient needs 2 of them, sure. Charge their bill $88. Baby clothes are marked up by 1,000% on average. Designer handbags. At least in recent years, to meet the demand of the newly rich, there's a huge industry of Chinese immigrant workers in Tuscany, Italy, who manufacture the bags there, so that it can bear the coveted "Made in Italy" label. They are perhaps not that cheaply made, but still not the value of the prices they command. Printer cartridges. Sodium chloride IV bags in hospitals in the United States. It costs less than $1 to make, but hospitals can charge over $200 plus per bag. EPI pens. They cost like $2 to make and then are sold for like $150. Bottled water. Carbonated beverages and popcorn are what keep restaurants and movie theaters in business. Any cable, USB, HDMI, etc. They cost pennies to make. Someone once said, they asked the company why they were selling their product for $200 if it costs $10 to make it, and the company responded, because people buy them for $200. Glasses. I watched a video on the sunglasses eyewear industry in middle school economics, and we've been scammed this entire time. College textbooks on their 2nd to 100th edition. Makeup. That shit is produced cheap, especially the high-end brands. Many mattresses, especially memory foam ones. Most luxury brands with huge obvious logos on them. Glaucoma eye drops, about $379 for a tiny bottle of the prescription treatment. Insulin. Babies. Both adopting and buying a baby on the black market takes serious money. Edit. Thanks for the awards, guys. I did not expect this comment to blow up like it did. Volkswagen ignition cylinders. When I worked at VW, we had to constantly order ignition switches because either they are cheaply designed or cheaply made. So when we would place the order from Volkswagen North America, it gets shipped directly from the manufacturer, either Huff or Valeo, and they would include the invoice in the box. Well, VW would charge the dealerships $99.95 and set MSRP at $129.95. The invoice from the manufacturer to VW showed cost to VW being $14.95. Most fast fashion. A pair of jeans that costs $4 to produce but costs $40 for you to buy as a 1,000% markup. Diamonds. Reddit gold. Popcorn at movie theaters is, I think, the most expensive commodity. Alcohol. Costs manufacturers pennies to make, and the government makes the biggest cut. Those $350 Nikes cost maximum $20 to make, shipping included. And the $1,500 ones also cost about $20 to make. Homeopathic pills. There is nothing in it. No money used for clinical trials, sold for around 7 to 10 euros per box. Prescription drugs. Crocs. Beats headphones cost $17.00 to make, and are sold for $100 to $500. That's insane. Edit. Just wanted to say that this video goes super in depth on the history of Beats and why they aren't the best quality. YouTube. B5P5HYVLKZ7W. If you want a better suggestion. My Skullcandy Hesh 3s sound 3x better than my old Beats, at only $100. I have a fairly large head, and having the headphones be able to stretch to fit is very important, and these work perfectly for that. Himalayan salt, in Pakistan. We get that sit in like 0.20 cents, but I've heard it being expensive in UK and US. Face masks. I would imagine it doesn't take much to make 15 of them, and with the virus, they have jacked the price up. Razor blades. They are produced at like 15 cents but are sold for $3 per blade. You're telling me there's no room to move on pasta? Literally everything these days. It's made to break faster. McDonald's fountain drinks. Politicians. Edit. Oh wow. Associating with politicians actually did me some good this time. Thanks for the awards. Anything Gwyneth Paltrow is involved with. French fries, chips, whatever you want to call them. McDonald's buys its potatoes at around 20 cents to the pound. You can get about 4 medium fries, $1.79 out of a pound of potatoes. Even if transport, labor, and other overhead triples the cost, that's still a profit margin well over 1,000%. Margins on soda are even higher, while burgers and other items have more ingredients and complexity and are thus more expensive to produce. Wedding cakes. I've been a professor and I won't force students to participate in the textbook racket. Open source or curated materials that are just as good and much cheaper. Fashion watches. That's an old school one but Beats by Dre. The marked up items. 1. Beats by Dre $200. 2. Beats by Dre in limited edition platinum blue $320. Plasma. The plasma centers will pay the donors anywhere from $15 to $25 for the donation, but will then sell the bag of plasma to a hospital for $1,000. PS4 controllers. Also Joy-Cons. Actually, just controllers in general, the only exception being GC controllers. $30 is a fair price for one of those, especially given how much abuse they can take. Bras. Glasses. Ridiculously expensive to see when they don't cost much to make. Shoes. As a third-generation shoe repair shop owner, shoes are literally made from landfill junk, so many middle-aged women crawling out of their Range Rovers and into our shop complaining that the leather on their very expensive boots is peeling off. Well, yes ma'am, those $350 MK boots are made of vinyl. They're not real leather. You bought plastic. Cigarettes in Canada, almost and often over $20 a pack. I'm on day 2 of quitting. Cocaine. Magic the Gathering cards. Remember that alleged art piece that was a banana duct taped to a wall that some Chad just straight up ate? Nike Jordans. Owned many pairs over the last 25 years and nearly all of them fell apart after about a year of casual wear. Mainly the soles separating from the shoe. For shoes that are $125 plus. They have poor craftsmanship. Not only that, but Nike employs very sketchy production methods. Insulin. It has a crazy markup. Costs $2 to make, but you pay nearly $250 per vial. High-end sunglasses. It likely costs Oakley less than $1 per pair to manufacture. Face masks. During the first few months of the pandemic, people were selling one mask for about 10. They probably cost pennies to make one. Designer dogs. It's a mutt, dude. Why you paying $3,000? Go to the shelter and get one for $30. Edit. I have no problem with purebred dogs who are bred for the health, well-being, and love of the breed. By designer dogs I mean breeding 2 breeds to make a designer breed like Bernedoodles, etc. Giving it a dumb name doesn't make it not a mutt, and it doesn't make it worth more. Edit 2. I know the price of rescuing a dog can be higher in some areas. Unfortunately, it's not free to have a rescue. I have done a lot of rescue in my time. Pencils of all types. Cost so much more than it costs to make. EpiPen. My brother has to get like 2 a year and it costs over $800 but costs them like $10 to make. Actually diamonds. There are way too much of them, but they are released in small quantities, keeping their value high. Cell phone cases. 1. 10 lane. $19.99 MSRP. Surge protectors. Ever buy an electronic like a fridge or TV and the salesman tries to throw in a surge protector? It's because they buy it at $2.50 and sell it for over $40. Source: I'm the salesman. Modern car keys fobs. Absolutely no way they cost more than $50 to make. To replace one new for some brands is well over $500. Particle board. Furniture that is just laminated with veneer. Anything from the brand Supreme. Audiophile equipment. As an electronics designer, I'm amazed what they charge for something like a fancy headphone amplifier. I tore a $300 headphone amp apart once to have a look, and lo and behold, about $10 in parts, forming a basic op-amp design. And they insist on calling it sit like high performance, like the audio spectrum isn't slow as frock and a piece of cake as far as electronics go. Making a good audio amp is like being asked to design a vehicle that'll go at least 0.1 mile per hour. Okay, so I can just sit in a cardboard box and scooch it forth then. No one gonna mention napalm. It's basically just polystyrene and gasoline. Edit. Don't try this at home, kids.